Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you could see it and you could purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a lovely A-Series 1998 Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master 2 16713, a lovely 40mm hybrid of yellow gold and Rolex 904L stainless steel. The watch and its pre-super case sit easily on my 16cm circumference wrist. The timepiece is 12.7mm thick, so fairly low-lying for a highly water-resistant automatic dual-time complication. And from lug to lug, it's a nostalgic 47.3mm with a 20mm spacing between the lugs. This is the era before the solid end links, so the watch can be worn on a wrist, in my estimation, as small as 13.5cm circumference. It is quite comfortable, and I have to shout out that the bracelet, which is an X series, so roughly 1999, reference 78793, is in superb condition with minimal Rolex Rattle and what feels to be no additional play since it originally left Geneva. So, of course, with the hollow center links and hollow end links, you always want to know how much of the original structural integrity is left in a bracelet. In this one, I would say 95%. It's in excellent condition aesthetically and structurally. Now, it uses 401B end links for anyone who's wondering, and you can see that the clasp is in superb condition. The definition of the Rolex crown is somewhat dulled by the years. As you can see, this watch has been worn, but the bracelet itself in excellent condition through and through. We'll check out each of the individual links. Note that even then, removable links were fixed by screws, so you could size the watch thusly, but there were also divots drilled inside the clasp, so you could change the anchoring point of the bracelet using a strap tool and thus make fine adjustments without removing or adding any links. Rolling back to the case, you can see that the case, of course, it's F series, so there are perforated lug profiles, and these perforated lugs are there in case you want to use a strap tool to swap out to a strap. That's why Rolex always included the drillings, and the idea was, well, you might wear this watch on some sort of a strap, and it has a case that I would describe as more intact than the bracelet. As you can see that there's symmetry and full metal from lug to lug and side to side. You'll also note that there's no protrusion of the spring bar from the individual lugs, and some of the original factory beveling is clearly still evident. So while the watch has been refinished, it has not been brutally or extensively refinished. You can see the sharp break between the satin of the tops and the polish of the bevel, and then we have a Rolex twin lock crown. You can see the little slash in yellow gold signifying a twin lock crown, yellow gold bezel, and as you can see, it features a little bit of a Rootbeer half and half bezel. I always like to say it's Rootbeer and cream soda. It's the A&W bezel. Please don't quote me on that. We don't need more Rolex nicknames. We have a lovely sort of slate silver dial. It is more intense and muscular than a conventional silver. It's almost as though this is somewhere between silver and chrome. It's a punchy look that I would describe as ruthenium. If I'm looking for a metal coat color, that would be how I describe this. Noting Rolex, it might in fact be dark rhodium, Rolex's preferred material for dark gray sunburst dials. Yellow gold indices, and you can see this is a Serti dial featuring lovely and lush rubies for 12, 9, and 6, and then brilliant cut diamonds for all other indices, save the date over at 3 o'clock, which features a lovely metallic gold style date disc. Let's move everything out of the way so you can more easily see that date disc. Cyclops eye magnifier. Of course, this is a modern GMT Master functionally, so it features a high beat rate, 48-hour power reserve, 100-meter water resistance, and a sapphire over the dial. You will note that the dial says tritium, and while this is the original dial from the 1998 tritium series that spawned the watch, nevertheless these are Luminova replacement yellow gold Rolex factory service hands, so I want to be clear about that. This watch still glows and there will be a lume shot. Underneath the case back, manufacturer caliber 3185, 31 joules, automatic winding, 48-hour power reserve, 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate. It has stop seconds. It also features a dual time functionality, so you have the one hand, the extended arrow, that is the 24-hour hand, and you can see how you can move that local hour hand independently. You can also use it to jump the date forward or backwards as you're crossing the international date line, so your reference time doesn't change. Now, of course, you can hack or stop the seconds and move everything in sync. Screw the crown back down, talk a little bit more about the architecture of the movement. It uses a full balance bridge and a free-sprung index for shock resistance, a handmade Breguet overcoil hairspring, so the hairspring beats concentrically in any orientation on your wrist or your dresser at night, so it is a very consistent watch, and gravity cannot prey on its precision one way or the other. That's the advantage of the 5-position adjustment and the overcoil hairspring, the two features, along with general refinement, allowing the movement to earn a COSC Swiss chronometer certification, meaning during the 2-week test it was able to run better than minus floor plus 6 seconds per any 24-hour period within. You can see and you can own this emerging vintage piece, now 21 years old, the 1998 Rolex Oyster Perpetual GMT-Master to 16713 Serti dial.